What's good, y'all? Here we are once again. Here we go. Oh, man. We're going to start in a couple of minutes, y'all. Oh, actually, no, not in a couple of minutes. Jesus, what I'm saying now. We're not going to start in a couple of minutes. Going to start in a couple of seconds here. All right, where's my template? I just got to load up my template. And we're pretty much rocking and rolling. Oh, yeah. So let's go with that. Okay. All right, y'all, let's do it.
Warning, the RCWR Show with Lee Sanders is intended for a mature audience only. The following is an Infinity One Productions presentation, keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive. Covering the latest in wrestling and beyond since 2011. You're listening to the RCWR Show. Now, your host, live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., Lee Sanders.
Hey, what is going on, good kind people? Here we are, Good Friday to you. Lee Sanders here. You're checking out a special Friday night edition of the RCWR Show, covering all things wrestling, entertainment, and beyond since 2011. We're dropping this for April 9th of 2021. Have you been with us so far? Here we are, night, 5? This is night 5, right? Night 5 of 8. You know, it feels like it was literally yesterday that we were doing night 1 of 8. And it's funny because my girl's been checking in with me, you know, usually once a day. Hey, how you holding up? You gone crazy yet? How you holding up? And I said, I'm actually doing pretty damn good. I'm looking forward to that damn vacation, though, that I usually take after the Raw After Mania. And she's like, I bet you are. And I actually had my work schedule for next week. And I guess my boss kind of took into account, you know what, he's probably got some finals coming up soon. Oh yeah, he did talk about WrestleMania week, you know, because I'm very transparent with them. I was transparent with them from the moment they gave me the interview, and you know, I told them what I'm all about and everything. They know how passionate and serious I am about my podcast and how I take it to the point. I do media assignments, things of that nature. So they've been working with me, you know, with regards to that and, you know, what I been doing, continuing my education and all that. So they've been total fucking sweethearts when it comes to all this. So they gave me some well-deserved time off, which actually, it actually syncs up pretty good how the schedule is going to be looking for next week, while I'm going to be on that little bit of a mini break, because I actually got a notification earlier today. No, as a matter of fact, it was actually yesterday. I had got an email, and it was a reminder of, hey, looks like in our records, you got your first COVID shot. Congrats on that. Yeah, you need to come get your second COVID shot. We're going to be sending you an email. It's going to come from a separate email link. It'll be titled blah, 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 blah. Use that, sign yourself up, look at the appointment date and the times available so you can come get your second dose. You know, it sucks though, because where I got my first dose, that's not going to be happening, because where I got my first dose, I got it at a high school that wasn't even open yet for students. So, you know, so it went down at a time where basically, you know, the students were still enjoying their break and everything. So, but I think now what's going on with it, I think last I checked, they're actually getting ready to open it up a little bit early for the students. So yeah, I'm going a bit further down the street. I got about maybe up to a 30-minute commute. I mean, that's not really too bad, right? Driving an extra 30 minutes just to go get the COVID shot. I mean, I'll take it. That ain't really no biggie. But yeah, so looks like this coming week, it looks like I'm going to be getting that next COVID shot, assuming I get that second email in time. My worst fear, can I tell you my worst fear? I got two of them with regards to this second dose. Part of it is I don't get the invitation in time to get my second dose while I'm going to have this nice little mini break coming up, because it's pretty much, okay, I can do what I need to do. Okay, what's up? So I have a feeling I might have to hustle it during the third week of April, which I really hope doesn't end up being the case. I really, really hope not, because my girl was actually telling me an interesting conversation she had with her mom. And her mom was talking about how ever since she got her first dose, her knees have really been acting up. She's been having knee problems for a long time, but ever since she got that first COVID shot, it's almost as if it's magnified, it's amplified her arthritis even more. And then she's been having knee problems for years, to the point she's actually gotten surgery on both of them. She actually has to get surgery yet again, pretty soon. She's hoping she can actually get it knocked out before my wedding. But she was comparing with my girl notes about, hey, that first shot, somebody else who we both know was dealing with some after effects from the first shot as well. And so it was kind of nice to hear that there were actually some people, because so far, every time I've gone to work, and usually the talk of the COVID shots come up, practically all the people that I have spoken to, they have all basically said, oh, yeah, no problems whatsoever. I tell them my symptoms that I had with the first shot, and they're like, oh, wow, really? And which one did you get? I'm like, I got the Moderna one. That's what I got too, and I didn't get any of that. I'm like, wow, okay, like you were the lucky one. But I had one customer of mine. I love seeing her, sweet elderly lady. I usually talk up a storm with her when I see her. I'm being sarcastic when I said it, but no, I'm usually, of all the customers, I'm usually most chatty with her, because she is a sweetheart. And we were going back and forth about, the shots and everything. And she said, look, just take that as a compliment for what it's worth. It might make you feel like crap, but the fact that you feel how you feel, that means it's doing what it's supposed to do, and overall helping your body and getting you stronger and everything. So you may not like those side effects, but just for what it's worth, just know that it's working. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good point. So hopefully I can get that second dose this week, because, I'm going to need at least 3 days to fully recover, because that's how long it took me to fully recover from the first vaccine. So, knock on wood, keep your fingers crossed for me. We'll see what happens, how that all plays out, man. We got a loaded show for you guys tonight, man. It don't get no better than this. As promised, we're going to be talking WrestleMania 37 predictions. Yeah, buddy. We're also going to be talking about NWA Powerrr that had dropped for this week. Looking forward to talking about that. What else we got? We're going to be talking Impact Wrestling. We're definitely going to talk about tonight's Smackdown. Got a couple of little tidbits of some wrestling news that, maybe we can kind of get into a little bit. But other than that, and this is pretty much going to be a nice little laid back show. Time is not the enemy, my friends. I repeat, time is not the enemy. So keeping all of that in mind, we're going to have ourselves a nice, good time. You got some wrestling related questions, some non-wrestling related questions. Definitely pop it off. I want to know what you guys got. So, chill. Let's have some fun on this episode, man. We're streaming on multiple outlets right now. We're streaming on the YouTube. We got the Twitch. We got Facebook. We got the YouTube going on. I already mentioned the Twitter. Did I mention Twitch already? I'm pretty sure I mentioned Twitch. Rest in peace, Periscope. looks like sometime earlier this week, that pretty much was it for Periscope. So Periscope, off into the sunset. It was good while it was good. And hopefully that makes a comeback, maybe somewhere later down the road. But, Periscope, yeah, I'm actually going to miss Periscope. Legit, no bullshit. I actually am going to legit miss Periscope. But it's all good, man. It's all good. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys, where do you want to begin? Do you want to begin with Smackdown? You want to talk, do you want to talk some AEW? Do you want to talk some NWA Powerrr? Do you want to talk some Impact? You guys decide where you want to start. You want to start with WrestleMania predictions? You guys let me know. Or you want to throw some rapid fire questions? You guys let me know how you want to kick off the show. If you're able to put a little something in the chat, feel free to do so. I can buy you guys a little bit of time. And while I'm buying you guys a little bit of time, that gives me an opportunity to put up a nice little friendly reminder, which is, if you haven't done so already, and I have been looking at the analytics and I love what I'm seeing, please make sure you go out of your way. You haven't done so already, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, click that bell notification. Make sure you select all notifications so you know about new content that comes your way on a weekly basis, especially with what we've been doing on multiple nights here of the RCWR show. As again, this is night 5 of 8. All right, night 5 of 8 that we have been on consecutively. FYI, if you're looking for me to talk about DMX, we already did that. I had a lot to say about DMX. I spoke straight from the heart. I reacted to his passing pretty much as soon as I found out. What information wasn't even out there about an hour. And I did go live and I shared my reactions all throughout social media. So if you didn't watch that yet, definitely check it out. And rest in peace, DMX. Earl Simmons, dead at age 50. Drug overdose when it's all said and done. It was a heart attack that was brought on by drug overdose. You know how long he's been dealing with that fucking demon. I mean, that goes back with him some decades, and pretty much landed him in the hospital as a result. And so it's been really cool seeing all the tributes come out. I've seen a couple of things that some people have been saying about DMX. I see some people are using it as an opportunity to say, this isn't me, because you guys that watch what I said earlier today. By the way, I am seeing the comments of where you want to begin as far as the show and everything, but keep it coming. Let me know, where you want me to begin. But after I say this little part, we'll definitely jump into it and everything. But I saw some people, again, not me, but I saw some people, because I don't believe in going low and dirty, and I don't believe in talking ill of the dead. I just don't. I don't care what problems they might have had when they were living on this God's green earth. I don't go low when a person is deceased, because as far as I'm concerned, my mindset, that person is no longer here to defend themselves. So I don't go that route. But you had some individuals that were saying, man, don't offer thoughts and prayers to DMX and to his family. He's got nobody to blame for himself for the problems that he put himself in, which ultimately cost him his life. Fuck the prayers. Again, these were other people's words, not mine. You had other individuals that decided, nah, man, fuck that dude. He a fucking dog killer. He fucking took a bunch of dogs and he had them, killing each other, dog fights, Michael Vick, they were saying all kinds of, and my whole thing was, yeah, you know what? He had his flaws. That's the beautiful thing. I've learned a lot about going back to school, particularly being in my English class, working on all these essays that I've been working on these past couple of months now. I literally just turned in a essay about Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. And you know, that's the thing that I've learned most since I've been writing essays about different individuals is that, you know, all of these people, nobody's perfect. You know, everybody has their flaws. We all have our flaws. But the real question is, okay, with regards to these flaws, and in some cases with regards to these mistakes that we've made in our lives, nobody's perfect, right? Even when you get into adulthood, hate to break it to you people, especially you young folks out there, you're going to continue to fuck up. That's just part of life. The key is what you learn from it, the good, the bad, taking that good, running with it, expanding upon it, and getting the most out of life. You know, how you turn that negative into a positive. You know, that's ultimately what it's all about. So it was interesting seeing different people here and there that were reacting the way that they were reacting to his passing. You know, but you know, overall the majority was just kind of pretty much echoing what I had said earlier. You know, so I thought that was just, once again, you just, to his family, you know, you just can't help but feel for them. Definitely feel for the fans and all of that. All right, let me poke my head in the chat here. Let me see what's good with you guys here. By the way, let me open up my chat here. There we go. And load that up. Yep, there we go. Now we're good. Okay, let's see what we got in here. All right, so we got WrestleMania predictions. Okay, WrestleMania predictions. All right, so we'll do WrestleMania predictions, and we'll go on ahead, and from there we will go. Well, should we really open up with WrestleMania predictions? Should we really go out like that? Okay, all right. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We'll see. That's the thing. I don't know. That's kind of. All right. Let's go there. WrestleMania 37. Let's go there. All right. So we got WrestleMania. It's going to be coming up this weekend. Night 1 and night 2. NXT really setting the tone with their takeover, stand and deliver. Overall, they did pretty damn good. Did you see the polling results, by the way, via Twitter and via YouTube at the RCWR Show? Click on the Communities tab. At this point, the voting is pretty much closed, but when you look at what people had thought about the events overall over those 2 nights, majority of the people, they had themselves a really good time. Just going back one last time, when you look at the polling results for night 2 of TakeOver via Twitter, 8% give the event a thumbs down. 15% said it was not as good as night 1. 31% said it was better than night 1. 46% gave it a thumbs up. Meanwhile, when you look at night 1 of Stand and Deliver, again via Twitter, night 1, we had the following, which was, bear with me here, 20% gave the event a thumbs down, 80% gave it a thumbs up. Now, when you look at what was said via YouTube over on the Communities tab, you see the following. For night 2, 16% felt that the event was better than night 1. 21% went with not as good as night 1, while an overwhelming 63% of you said thumbs up. Meanwhile, for night 1, again, we're talking YouTube results, night 1 of TakeOver, 11% of you gave it a thumbs down. Meanwhile, 89% of you gave it a thumbs up. So overall, majority of folks felt that TakeOver was really good. A lot of people felt that, you know, okay, this is pretty well received. This is actually really good. They set the tone there for WrestleMania to go in there and pretty much hit that freaking home run. Okay, So we shall see what happens with WrestleMania, as night one is right around the corner for us. And night one going to be loaded up pretty good. It's already been confirmed on social media earlier today that closing out night one of WrestleMania is going to be Bianca Belair taking on Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title. I got no problem with that whatsoever, my pretty babies. No problem with that whatsoever. I hope the girls fucking kill it. I hope Bianca, Sasha tear the roof down, right? Tear the roof off. I tear the roof off, tear the roof down, blow the roof off, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Night one, here's how it's looking for Saturday night, April 10th, which, by the way, earlier that day, Impact Wrestling is actually going to be doing their Impact Plus event. And I believe Impact Wrestling, because I know the Rebellion pay-per-view event is going to be happening later this month. I'm actually looking at the calendar right now. It's actually going to be happening on Saturday, April 24th. But this Saturday, April 10th, a couple of hours before WrestleMania Night 1, Impact is going to be doing an event on Impact Plus. You'll be able to also see it on their streaming Twitch channel as well. But it looks like the event they're going to be doing, I want to say maybe Hardcore Justice. Maybe that's what they're going to be doing. If you give me a second, I can actually pull up the card. Hang on here. Because I was watching Impact earlier and I was trying to figure out what all I had missed. And let me see here. Give me a second here. Let's see. Exclusive events. No, that ain't it. That's not it either. I'm on their Impact Plus app and I'm not seeing it being promoted. So hang on a second. Because see, now I want to know what the hell is the name of the event. So hang on here. Why am I thinking Hardcore Justice? Anybody in the chat, you guys know what's the name of the event that's coming up? Let me know. But for some reason, I'm thinking it was Hardcore Justice. So let me look here. Yeah, I'm thinking it right. I thought it correctly. Hardcore Justice, it's what's going to be happening on Twitch and on the Impact Plus app. So that is going to be coming on at a special time of 3 p.m. Eastern. I repeat, 3 p.m. Eastern. So for those of you that was kind of going, oh yeah, it's been a minute since I had checked out Impact Wrestling and I actually want to know what's going on, but fuck, if it's going to be coming on at the same time as night one of Mania, fuck it. I'll maybe watch it, I don't know, next week, or just watch the highlights on the next Impact episode. No, it's going to come on at 3 in the afternoon. So by the time they're done, they don't believe in that long-winded 3-hour type of show. They try to do their best to be in and out. They just give you the straight-up matches, be in and out. Nothing long-winded, okay? You're not going to see no 40-minute freaking match. None of that, okay? So if they're coming on at 3, these guys should definitely be done. Worst case scenario, these guys should be done probably by about 5:30 p.m. or less. So I'm definitely going to be checking out the event. And I think what will probably most likely happen, I'll be streaming the event in Discord. So for those of you that may be interested, just pay attention to the social media feeds, because I'll publicly, put out when I'm going to be streaming the event, and you guys can pretty much tune in, hang out, talk and all that good shit. I guess that's the match we could start too, since we were just talking. No, since that's closing out night one, let's come back to that one last. Let's look at bear with me a second here. This is actually important. Hang on here. Give me a second here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. You got my undivided attention for the rest of the show. All right, let's see. Let's start with Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Riot Squad's Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, Natalya and Tamina, Billie Kay, and Carmella. Tag Team Turmoil match. Winner receives a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match on night 2. So in similar fashion to what happened there for NXT with that Gauntlet Eliminator, I was really pulling for LA Knight, but Bronson Reed, and then he advances to night 2, Gargano, right? All right, so similar fashion, but Tag Team Turmoil match is what's going on here. And remember, the winners are supposed to take on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on night 2. All right, just from the process of elimination here, just from the whole process. You know, personally, I kind of felt like Lana never really did truly reach the pinnacle of her feud with Nia and Baszler. Was it kind of the drizzling shits week in, week out, seeing Lana get put through the table and everything on a weekly basis? Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. But then also at the same time, many of us fans, we just wanted to be done with this already. I mean, to WWE's credit, they were trying to do their very best to make Lana come off as a very sympathetic character, really make her come off like an underdog and all that too. So, you know, there's already, to my point, a built-in storyline here, but that quite honestly, WWE fans may not give a damn about. So now the question, remember, there's going to be fans in attendance here now, right? So if you're thinking from a booking perspective, well, fans, they respect Naomi. She gets her little warm reception and everything, especially when she does a nice little move and all that. You know, like she's. But Lana, do you really want to have Lana out there in front of a live crowd? You know, we're talking people from all around the world here. So, like, do we really want to? I don't think Lana and Naomi are going to be the ones to come out of this and win this. I just don't see that, sadly. Natty Tamina. I love Tamina. Love Tamina big time. Got a soft spot for Tamina, man. I really, really do. Nothing I would like to see more than Tamina get some freaking gold around her waist. Some type of gold. I would love to freaking see it happen. By the way, last couple of times she's been popping up, I've been loving her choice of attires, man. I like it. I like it. Ooh, and I like it. Yeah, I like it. You know, she's, to her credit, you just really stop and think about it. Remember how I was so passionate and I was talking about the fact that Candice LeRae had been involved with the WWE since like 2017 and no title? She's yet to win a title. I mean, surprisingly, when you look at Tamina, this is probably going to be really, really hard for you guys to believe. But Tamina, being involved with WWE since like 2009 or some shit, this girl has only had championship one time. Just one time. Strumming my face with his fingers one time. Singing my life with his words 2 times. Right? Like, just one time. One time. And it wasn't even a women's championship. It wasn't even a hardcore title. It wasn't even a tag title. It was for a brief cup of coffee. A 24/7 championship run. A very brief 24/7 championship run. So, I mean, for me personally, now look, not for nothing. But a large part of that problem for Tamina, definitely injuries. Injuries definitely got the best of her. And then, some instances, personal matters and, needing to attend to it and everything. But for the most part, injuries, got the best of her. But there's nothing I would love to see more, even if her tag partner is Natty. Not for nothing, but it's kind of felt as though Natty has been scaled back, just a little tiny bit and everything. And the little bit that I have seen of Tamina and Natty, I definitely feel that they make a decent pairing and everything. So Natty, the veteran, Tamina, right? I mean, Natty, the in-ring technician, against Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler having slight more of the edge, though, with that whole MMA background. I think just on paper, when you think about it, that's pretty good. Tamina, big bad. I don't want to say the B word, but she's a bad mamma jamma, right? Cross the ring, Nia Jax. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's fucking go there. So you know what? They could very well come out of the tag team turmoil. I definitely will put a circle around them. I could see that happening. Let's keep going. Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Riot Squad, riding off yet again here. Love me some Ruby Riott. Definitely love me some Ruby Riott. Would love to see these girls. Yeah, they're another team that I personally would love to see. I just kind of feel as though more story needs to be, what's the right word I'm looking for? Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, we already know what these girls are capable of, but to just come in so cold, you kind of feel where I'm coming from. I just kind of feel like they need to be more repleted with a really good story arc, go through a couple of opponents. I'd like to see them eventually, but let's have them be on the back burner a little bit. That's just me personally. Billie Kay, Carmella, not seeing it. I mean, this makes no goddamn sense to me anyway, man, because I mean, Carmella, this girl is just, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna have to put it on you guys because I'm not watching Smackdown religiously on a weekly basis. Most times I just watch one or two highlight clips on YouTube. I'm pretty much just checking out what my man Roman Reigns been doing, and that's pretty much it. Since Edge has chosen Roman, I've been kind of looking at that and oh, hey, Daniel Bryan's down in the mix of things. Okay, cool. But other than that, I've pretty much just been, no, I didn't ask you to do anything, Google. I don't even know why. That is weird. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but for some weird reason, Google thinks that you're asking it something when you don't kick it off by saying, hey, and then you say the rest. Like, I don't get that. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, weird bug. It's like they're listening all the time. I'm starting to believe in what Mish was saying. It's like they listen all the time without you knowing it. But anyway, I'll have to put it on you guys. What the fuck's been going on with Carmella? Because the few times that I have been watching SmackDown, I ain't seen no goddamn Carmella in sight. No Carmella in sight. And it's like, what the fuck's going on here? And I remember at one point, I think it was maybe last week, I'm like, where's Carmella? What the hell's she been up to? And, now she's just randomly with Billie Kay, and I mean, what kind of shit is that? I mean, that just makes no motherfucking sense to me whatsoever. Carmella's, I felt, was at a point in her career, she ain't need no tag team. She was doing fine on her own. So I'm scratching my head at that one. I'm just not seeing that. As far as Billie Kay and Carmella, I'm not seeing that. Now, if I were to put a dark horse around a particular team, yeah, they damn sure wouldn't be it. Sorry, y'all. They went. Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose. I gotta tell you, I have been growing quite fond of the pairing of these girls. And it didn't happen for me overnight. I remember kind of looked at them when they were first paired up together. And Mandy Rose, oh, God, I always, like, Mandy, not a problem. For me, it was just, oh, man, we gonna tear Mandy away from that whole Otis Tucker thing, and we're gonna put her with Dana? Like really? This is, what the hell? It did not start off good. It was very, very rocky. But you know what? Having Mandy team with Dana, it's made her come off, Dana that is, it's made Dana come off more likable, more, somehow you're kind of taken back and you're reminded just how talented Dana Brooke is. And look, not for nothing, but there definitely was some points early on in Dana Brooke's career where, she was botching. She definitely was showing some green, a lot of green, in the ring. But as of late, she's been much smoother. And when I say as of late, for the past several months, she's been a lot smoother. So I definitely got to give her a lot of props. It kind of feels like it's really between Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Tamina, Natty that will advance. My personal pick, tag team turmoil, I am going to go with Natalya and Tamina. Natalya and Tamina for your tag team turmoil winners. That'll go on to face Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, night 2 of WrestleMania. Cesaro taking on Seth Rollins. This should be one of the best singles matches of the night. This should be the dark horse match of the night. I'm calling that right now. Just on paper, 2 ROH alumni. Really stop and think about that. We're going to have 2 Ring of Honor alumni that's going to be fighting on the WrestleMania card. And it don't get no better than Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro. I'm looking forward to this. This should be an instant fucking classic. Should be your most technical match out of night 1. And then just looking at the card overall, definitely your dark horse match. And when I say your dark horse match, that's going to be basically the sleeper hit that's going to really take everybody by surprise, and it's going to be one of the first matches that comes to minds of folks post WrestleMania nights. I gotta go with Cesaro. I just, a little bit that I've seen of this story arc and everything, I would like to believe that we're finally witnessing the beginning of main event Cesaro. And I would like to believe that essentially behind the scenes, Rollins has been doing his very best to not only advocate for Cesaro, but also trying to work with Cesaro, come up with, some interesting little twists and turns they could do for their story arc, and pretty much everything culminating in where we are now. I would just like to believe the same way that Seth Rollins early on did a phenomenal job taking Dominic Mysterio under his wing and really trying to break him in, going above and beyond. And look at how everything has been going on with Dominic thus far with his in-ring career in WWE. A little bit of a roll bump here and there, but still pretty rock solid when it's all said and done. I would just like to believe that Rollins is definitely trying to do his best to have Cesaro go over. help elevate him even more. I would like to believe that Cesaro is the one that's going to be coming out of this one. So I'm going to go with Cesaro. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon steel cage match. The one match I don't give a damn about. Telling y'all that right now. The one match I do not give a damn about. You say steel cage match, but then you can't help but wonder, okay, is Elias going to get involved? Is Jason Riker going to get involved? Or Will Riker, as I like to call him. Is Will Riker going to get involved? What exactly is going to be going on here? What's the guarantee? What can we definitely, this is what's going to be going down. I think those guys are going to be making an appearance in this, and it's going to be pretty fucking lopsided and everything. But despite that, I am going to say Braun Strowman comes out of this with the dub. I just want to see this end already. I do not want to see this go past WrestleMania. I don't. I don't want I don't want to see this go into another pay-per-view. This has been one of the most lackluster programs I just have not been interested in. Now, not for nothing, but for those of you that may be a little bit curious, and you want to know what's been going on with Shane McMahon as far as his matches go and everything. I am looking at the following. Now look, the last time Shane McMahon wrestled, he had lost to Kevin Owens. You got to go back to Friday Night Smackdown 20th anniversary, the Fox premiere. This goes back to 2019. He lost to Kevin Owens in a career versus career ladder match. And then before that, he lost to Chad Gable. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, but Kevin Owens was the special guest referee. SummerSlam 2019. Looks like he lost to Kevin Owens. You go to Extreme Rules 2019. Roman Reigns and The Undertaker defeated Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. No holds barred match. So, you look at those strings of defeats. All I'm saying, I'm bringing this up for a reason. I so want to see Braun. I'm going where Braun ends this. But don't be too surprised if Shane somehow comes out of this with a fucking dub. Now, for those of you that may be a little bit curious and you want to know, well, wait a minute, Lee, what's going on with Shane McMahon's WrestleMania record? Tell us about his WrestleMania record real quick. As far as his WrestleMania record goes, from what I'm seeing, WrestleMania 35, he defeated The Miz. Let's see, you go to the WrestleMania before that. WrestleMania 34, he teamed up with Daniel Bryan. Looks like they defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. WrestleMania 33, he lost to AJ Styles. WrestleMania 32, he lost to Shane McMahon, Hell in a Cell. Let's see. I'm still going back. I'm still going back a little bit further here. that's about all I'm seeing right now as far as in recent years, like this go rodeo since he's been back with the WWE. So I mean, he's essentially 2-2 this go round. So it's 50-50. It can go either way, but when you just think about the last few appearances that he's done, I mean, it should be a damn good match and everything, but I'm going with Braun just so this fucking shit can end already, because I'm not interested in seeing this go into another pay-per-view. Straight up. All right. New Days, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods taking on AJ Styles, Omos, tag team title match for the Raw tag titles. Hands down, AJ Styles, Omos. There's going to be Omos' debut and all of that. You know, I kind of told you guys off and on within recent weeks, I'm a bit tired of the New Day. You know, I need to see them just have a break without the tag titles. You know, if anything, now that Xavier Woods got the whole G4 thing going on and all of that good shit, you know, if anything, I'm just kind of ready to see. Look, New Day doesn't have to break up. New Day can still get together from time to time and all that, but at this point, I'm more interested in seeing these guys just branch off, do some stuff, you know, singles, action-wise and all that. I'd be more interested in that because just it seems like every other month you turn around, these guys are getting tag team titles. And for me, I still feel that New Day's Kofi and Xavier had no business becoming tag champions. But now, when you kind of look at the grander scheme of things, and you're going with the assumption that the reports are true, Vince McMahon is the one responsible for breaking up the Hurt Business, because now he pretty much feels that Lashley is exactly where he needs to be. No reason why you need to continue to have the whole Hurt Business entourage, which is just silly as far as I'm concerned. I don't blame you guys that go, I wonder if these guys were, you fill in the blank, if this would still be an issue. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know, because the only other argument I could try to make to that, to try to counter that would be, well, not for nothing, but look at how long New Day was together, how much money they were able to make for Vince and WWE. We're talking years upon years before finally, okay, let's break this up. Yeah, they're still together, but let's break this up. Let's split them up. So I'm going with AJ. I'm going with Omos. Hands down. Get some new blood in there, especially for that tag division and everything. You know, AJ, not for nothing, AJ's quietly been on a nice little roll with his partnering up there with Omos and everything. And so I want to see what these guys are able to do as a tag team. I got that much faith in them. And yeah, AJ. Now, look, this should be a damn good match just because you got AJ in there. I mean, you really stop and think about that. Omos is going to be protected very well because you got 3 in-ring veterans there, especially in Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles. Now, look for those, like when they do lock up, as far as like, I mean, all 3 of them are going to be good, but pay very close attention to an AJ and Kofi lock it up. That's going to be some solid shit right there. Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, Miz, John Morrison tag team match. Could I tell you what I would like to happen? But what probably is not going to happen? I thought about this long and hard during the week. This is another match and the storyline behind it I don't care for. I don't know how you guys feel, but me personally, don't care for it. Just don't care for it. You know, I was really thinking about this. I'm going, man, Damian Priest has really taken a back seat since this whole thing has come about with Bad Bunny. Those of us that were watching his career and NXT flourish, I mean, we're really getting behind this young man. We're singing his praises. We're singing his praises on podcasts. We're singing his praises on social media. We're just all over the place talking about Damian Priest. This traction picks up, and not only do we get him on the main roster, but very quickly, he just gets paired up there with the Bad Bunny. And now we've got this match that's going on. For me personally, what I would like to see go down here is I would like to see something that most people are not going to see coming. I would love to see Damian Priest turn on Bad Bunny. I mean, because when you really stop and think about it, I mean, seriously, really stop and think about this. Consider this. Night after WrestleMania. 9 times out of 10, Bad Bunny ain't going to be there. He's going to be off doing his thing quietly with his music or whatever. Hell, maybe they might be able to work with him for one more pay-per-view or whatever. I don't know. But typically, we know how this pretty much goes. Typically, after WrestleMania, that's it. It's back to business as usual. The stars that's normally there pretty much all calendar year long, they're there. They're the ones that's grinding it out, not these celebrities. That's the truth. So I'm thinking, okay, so what are we doing here with Damian Priest? What's the next move for him after Mania? And I personally would love to see that arrogant, that smug ass Damian Priest that I was enjoying big time down in NXT. I would love to see that Damian Priest return. I would just love to see the ultimate act of betrayal where Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny thinks he's got this because he's got his big boy Priest. And when it counts the most, it comes to the fucking hot tag or whatever you want to call it. I would love to see Damian Priest just turn on Bad Bunny. Just beat the holy living shit out of him. Miz and Morrison, they can't believe what they're seeing, but they're essentially able to pick up the scraps. Now I'm also looking at things from this standpoint as well. Miz loses this WWE championship, right? Okay, even if my man was a transitional champion, just the fact that when it counted the most, Miz was there in the clutch for whatever they needed to do as far as, okay, what's the story here? What are we trying to tell here? And he fit that role, and then some. He did everything that was asked of him to do. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, that needs to be rewarded. So I'm also looking at what Miz recently did, and I'm going, okay, you know what? Maybe Miz, Morrison, maybe they should kind of have a little bit of a WrestleMania moment here. So, yeah, I definitely think I might be on to something there. So we'll see what happens. But I like the idea of Miz and Morrison going over fuckery there by Damian Priest. But I can even see Damian Priest, even after he's betrayed Bad Bunny, I can see Damian Priest post-match destroying the hell out of Miz and Morrison as well. You want to talk about going into the Raw after WrestleMania. You got a Damian Priest that is so white hot. You definitely will have people talking about him on social media and everything. I mean, the guy knows how to fucking carry a promo extremely well, to the point when he talks, he reminds you a lot of Roman Reigns and everything. So, yeah, I definitely, we'll see what happens, but that's where I'm going with that one. Let's see what we got next. Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre 37 weekend. And it's like, what? Like say what? Some of these guys you're going, there's just no way that this is even, no, like seriously? Can we? like, I'm trying not to focus on those names. I mean, if something is going to happen with those names, one of those names or all of those names, then let it come as a pleasant surprise. But Lashley, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, I'm really pulling for Lashley for the retain. I'm really enjoying his championship reign right now. It's very refreshing. You know, Drew has served his purpose and everything, but I don't know why, but it just feels to me like, oh, well, let's have Drew win the championship in front of fans, in front of actual fans. And it's like, please, no, we got to have better logic. We got to have better logic than that. Are we really going to try to make Drew McIntyre be a 3-time WWE champ? Come on, man. Lashley is just fucking white hot right now. White fucking hot right now. I still say you need to have the Hurt Business be intact. That's just me personally. I gotta go with Lashley. I really hope the powers that be continue to go with Lashley. What have you got to lose? You're looking at the ratings. The ratings have been relatively consistent since Lashley has been the champion. Hasn't declined significantly or anything like that. It's just been relatively steady. There's actually been some weeks where Raw has gone up. So, you know, there's definitely interest there. So I say let Lashley be champion longer. Work your magic into eventually seeing what you can do with Lashley and Lesnar potentially at SummerSlam. Yeah. That's where I'm going with that one. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, SmackDown Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair, hands down. Bianca Belair, hands down. Anything less, and let me make sure I really stress this. Bianca Belair as your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Anything less than that is just WTF. This is Bianca's time. Everything that's been coming this young girl's way since she's been up on the main roster, you know, it's been good. It's been good. Let's continue to follow that momentum and everything. Sasha Banks, you know she's going to do her very best to make Bianca Belair look like $1 million fucking dollars. You know she is. And, you know, yeah, I'm just trying to picture this now. I'm just trying to make sure I'm really picturing this in my head and everything. Yeah, I just don't see how the hell how Sasha can come out of this with a retain. I'm just not seeing it. Winning the Royal Rumble, everything culminating into what's going on now. 5-time women's champion, Raw Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. Current SmackDown Women's Champion. You know, she's done a lot in her WWE career so far. This is a very significant moment right here in the early career of Bianca Belair, because quite honestly, if you don't pull the trigger now on Bianca Belair, and I mean really stop and think about this, you got those fans that were supporting Bianca Belair when she was down in NXT. And many people, including myself, felt that, oh, this girl is definitely going to be a multiple-time NXT Women's Champion. And yet, when it was all said and done, for that cup of coffee that she was down there in NXT, think about that. She was down there in NXT since 2018. She was there 2018 to 2020. Not one NXT Women's Championship reign came her way. Sure, she had a couple of main events and everything, but, you know, in storyline, you could say when it came to those big clutch moments, she choked. So, if you have that type of residue, continue on. Now that she's part of the main roster, she's gone through the Royal Rumble, she's pretty much made her way to WrestleMania and storyline and everything. And when it counts the most on the biggest stage of them all in storyline, you have her lose to Sasha Banks. It goes, my God, you had the right type of build-up. If you're the WWE bookers, like, this was the best build-up you did for her. If you're not going to pull the trigger here on the grandest stage of them all, then when? You might not get another opportunity, like this again. And the fans are going to definitely be very pro Bianca Belair. They are. They're going to be very pro Bianca Belair. So, Bianca, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. All right, so for night one, once again, I'm looking at Natty and Tamina to advance in that tag team turmoil match. Cesaro over Rollins. Braun over Shane O'Mac. AJ and Omos, the new Raw Tag Champions. Miz and Morrison defeat Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Remember, they get help from Damian. Lashley retains the WWE Championship. Bianca Belair becomes your new SmackDown Women's Champion. So that's night one. Now let's do this. I'll compromise with you guys since it was like WrestleMania predictions. So that's night one. So let's pause on night two. We'll come back to night two in a little bit, and we'll talk some little tidbits of some wrestling news and some other stuff, and then we'll definitely get out of here. We won't make this be a long, little, lengthy show. I see we've done about an hour so far, so that's pretty good. I think when it's all said and done, I think we'll probably almost hit the 2-hour mark of a show. So like I said, it's time's not our enemy, because ain't nothing special happening tomorrow other than Mania. But just kick on back, relax, enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you're having a good time so far. And if you are having yourself a good old time, my pretty babies, please do me a huge little favor. Make sure you click on that like button, hit that subscribe and that bell notification so you don't miss out on all the content that comes your way, especially these next several nights, man. This is night 5 of 8. We have been doing consecutive shows now for 5 consecutive nights. So we've got night 6 and 7 this Saturday and Sunday. Night 8, we wrap it all up with the Monday after Raw, Raw after Mania. That's where we pretty much are going to wrap it up, and then your man is going to enjoy a well-deserved vacation from the shows before we get back on the saddle again and load up. So, good shit right there. Good shit right there. Let's see. So, where do we go next? I'll tell you what. Let's talk. I want to talk SmackDown, but I kind of don't really feel like talking about SmackDown because there really wasn't that much that had happened tonight. But you know what? Since I'm already looking at my notes and everything for SmackDown, we can go on ahead and we can go right into SmackDown. Give me a second here. Let me close this fucking thing out every time I turn around. Okay, but we can go ahead and we could talk SmackDown, and then we'll backtrack. We'll talk NWA Powerrr and all that. I did enjoy how SmackDown opened up tonight with Daniel Bryan as far as the highlights of the night. It was refreshing hearing his promo that he cut tonight to open up SmackDown. He reminded you with that passionate promo, man, this guy was the face of the Yes Movement some years back. You're just reminded of that. You're reminded of how you as a fan had really connected to Daniel Bryan so many years ago. He reminded you why he's simply one of the absolute best. And I love the fact that Daniel Bryan touched on, hey, I love what's going on here with the Thunderdome, but to be able to do this match on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania, and be doing it in front of actual fans, to be able to do it in front of you all's faces really being able to feed off of that energy. Nothing is going to be more electrifying, more intense than hearing 25,000 fans chanting yes in unison at Mania. You know, I mean, damn fucking nice, passionate promo going over the fact that doctors told him he wasn't going to be able to wrestle again, defying those odds. You know, people pretty much counting him down and out, saying, you know, he might be able to come back, but he's never going to main event again. He's never going to be a WWE champion again. You know, and here he is continuing to defy the odds, looking to change the minds of the naysayers. It was a really, really damn good promo. I loved when he touched on the fact that, you know, hey, in case you're wondering what Daniel Bryan is going to be showing up at WrestleMania, it's not going to be the father and husband Daniel Bryan, the loving dad. It's not going to be that Daniel Bryan that's going to be showing up. No, it's not going to be the Daniel Bryan that used to be a general manager. No, that's not the Daniel Bryan that's going to be coming out. No, what I'm bringing to WrestleMania is going to be the best damn version of Daniel Bryan that you've ever seen. You know, what you saw me do to Roman Reigns last week, what you saw me do to Edge, you know, that's just a taste of the best Daniel Bryan that you're going to be getting coming up this what is it? Sunday. This Sunday. Loved it. It was good shit. It was good shit. Good fucking shit. I mean, that was a fiery promo from a fucking babyface that just said, you know what, I don't had enough. Y'all overlooking me. You know, you showing me the ultimate disrespect. And, you know, I think also by pleasant surprise, I believe Daniel Bryan has inadvertently given himself a new catchphrase when you stop and think about it. The best Daniel Bryan. I mean, you know, that might be a new t-shirt, y'all. I don't know. I think we might be on to something there. All right, match 1, Fatal 4-Way Smackdown Tag Team title match. Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode defending their titles against the Street Profits, Alpha Academy's Chad Gable and Otis, Rey and Dominic Mysterio. First off, you guys got to forgive me because it's been a good minute since I've watched the SmackDown in its entirety. But to hear the new music of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, that just, I was waiting to hear the glorious and, you know, here to show the world. I was ready to hear all of that, and the new music that they got, I was not feeling it. So I guess that was under the old CFO regime. That was pretty rough to hear. This was a okay tag match. Ziggler, Roode going over. And, you know, it was all right. It was all right. It came off so ice cold, though. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm just looking at all of these guys in this tag team, and, you know, it's so sad because when I was looking at this particular tag match, all I thought to myself was, well, maybe the Mysterios maybe they're gonna fucking take it here. Or maybe it's gonna be Otis and Chad Gable. Maybe it's gonna be, you know, I wasn't particularly fond of Street Profits, or definitely not of Ziggler and Roode retaining. I wasn't fond of either of those. So I was hoping that maybe we'd get a new tag team and maybe we'd get a rematch in some form from the former champs, WrestleMania. But to just see Roode and Ziggler retain the titles, you know, and just a little bit that I have seen of Roode and Ziggler's tag title reign, very ice cold. Very, 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 very fucking ice cold. I'm just almost at that point where I'm just looking at some of these titles between Raw and SmackDown. I'm just almost at that point where it's like, you know what? Just unify. Just unify some of these titles and just let the teams just go back and forth, figure out your new number one contender, and just, do we really need two tag teams? Do we really need two tag team champions for these? I don't think we do. Especially right now. But the longer we keep holding off that idea, procrastinating and all that, and eventually it's time to go back on the road, you feel me? That's where it starts to get a little tricky there. Backstage interview, Caleb Braxton chatting it up with Bianca Belair. Belair basically was talking about how she had butterflies in her stomach, looking forward to this WrestleMania match against Sasha Banks and everything. The culmination, hard work, dedication, energy, pain, sacrifices, and all that. I liked the video package that they had of Big E as he basically was going back to his roots in Tampa. Talked about how he liked going to his favorite barber for his haircut, and he basically was talking about how he never forgot his roots, unlike Apollo Crews. I loved how Big E was talking about Mania is happening in his backyard, his home turf, and shared all his memories about how he was at the Raymond James Stadium and he had all these great, amazing moments in his football career. And it was a nice Fury promo. Loved it. I fucking loved it. It was full of energy, very bodacious. I loved it. I fucking loved it. Well executed, was not over exaggerated whatsoever. It just left me really, really amped up for seeing Big E and this Apollo Crews match. Next up, Nia Jax taking on Tamina. Tamina winning via disqualification. This pretty much ended with Baszler coming in, breaking up a pin. Pretty much there was a DQ. Clusterfuck everywhere as everybody was brawling. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It just felt like, if I were to use a perfect analogy for you guys, you hungry? Yeah. And I just basically take a fucking piece of bread. I open up a can of Spam, and I don't even cut the Spam. I just pretty much, and I just basically give you a piece of bread, and I just say, there you go, enjoy yourself. It was just kind of like one of those type of things. It's like, damn, we're not gonna cut it. We're not gonna fry it. We're not gonna season it. We're not gonna, I don't know, maybe get some lettuce, get some tomatoes, get a little bit of a little bit of honey mustard, some seasoned salt, some black pepper, some parsley. Like we're not gonna really hook this up. We're just gonna, just take it. Bye. It was kind of like that. So yeah, not really cool. Not really cool. See, next up, Caleb Braxton was interviewing Riot Squad, and Billy Kay showed up. Kay and Carmella, they crashed the session to announce, hey, we're a tag team. Look at us. And you had Ruby and Liv. They're pretty much focused on that match coming up at Mania and everything. They talked about how they've learned their losses, but Carmella says the lesson on friendship won't help them. Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke show up. So pretty much you kind of almost had like a repeat of what you saw on Monday's Raw, give or take. It's pretty much kind of that type of deal. Next up, we got Edge. Edge was in the ring with a steel chair. He pretty much was getting himself ready for his promo and everything. Did a nice memory lane of WrestleMania 6, knowing right then what, as far as that moment in his wrestling career goes, wrestling was going to be his life. Talked about when he dreams something like that, he has to manifest them. Talked about how becoming a WWE star who accomplished everything, except being able to end things on his own terms. It's just, the usual Edge promo that we've grown accustomed to. Loved how he bounced it back on Daniel Bryan. Talked about how Daniel Bryan uses sympathy to weasel his way into the main event. And now it's going to be a triple threat match and everything. Instead of it being a clash of titans between, two respected eras and everything. We pretty much got a indie bookstore clerk troll sticking his nose in their business. I mean, he literally, it was funny. It was a good promo. How he cut that up, man. He talked about Roman as well, put over Roman and all that shit. But it was good. Damn good promo that he did. Damn good shit. Good monologue. It was a good monologue. Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, they are reminding us about WrestleMania. And apparently there was something about a decision with regards to a triple threat match that he had planned on setting up. I kind of was in and out at that point. Next up, video recap of last week's interactions between Sami Zayn, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens. And I gotta be honest with you, this whole Logan Paul thing is just, I don't particularly care for it. It is what it is, man, but whatever. Third match of the night. Yeah, as you can tell, I zoned out on that one. Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Your winner of this one, Jey Uso, won. My biggest gripe of this was the fact that, and by the way, as far as your eliminations, Benjamin and Alexander, they eliminated Tozawa. They didn't eliminate Tucker. Ali tries to rally everyone against Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, and they pretty much go along with it, and they both wind up eliminated as we had went into a commercial break. Once we came back, Eric of the Viking Raiders, he got tossed out by Elias and Will Riker. Mason T-Bar, they go on a nice little elimination streak until ultimately they square off against Riker and Elias. They brawl it out. T-Bar, Mace, winning out before Ali dumps Mace. T-Bar, see what happens after that. Murphy gets in there, a little bit of interference. It pretty much sets up Ali getting the elimination of T-Bar. Murphy, Ali, they're going at it for a hot little bit, but then Lucha House Party, they crank it up and everything. Kalisto, though, he eventually eliminates Murphy, and then Matalik eliminates his partner, and then Corbin eliminates him. That pretty much sets us up for another commercial break. When we come back, we're down to 7 guys. It was Nakamura, Murphy, Garza, Corbin, Ricochet, Ali, Jey Uso, right? And again, Jey Uso coming out, ultimately top dog. They stretched it out. This was way too fucking long as far as I was concerned. You could have got in maybe one more good little quality of a match in there. Hell, you maybe could have got in a nice little, where the fuck was Bailey? I'm scratching my head and I'm going, where the blue fuck is Bailey? How do you not have her on the WrestleMania card? How do you not have her out doing some type of a promo? Do her little ding dong shit with the little door. How do you not have her throwing up a fit that she's not involved on the WrestleMania card this year? Like what the fuck is that? So yeah, way too long this battle royal was and everything. Roman Reigns pretty much ending the night, coming out there, loving what his boy Jey Uso did and everything. Cut one fucking nice tight ass promo. I loved his shit. He pretty much talked about how, you look at what I've been doing for these past however long he's been champion now, and he's like, just look at what I'm doing so far. It's like, and the best is yet to come. He buried the hell out of fucking Edge and Daniel Bryan. He's like, you know what? As far as Daniel Bryan is concerned, yeah, that's great. Sunday, Daniel Bryan, you ain't gonna be able to tap me out. You ain't gonna be able to do jack shit. Edge, you want to talk about how you lost a title that, you never officially lost. He's like, bullshit. Bullshit. You lost that title to me. You lost that title to a few other people. He's like, it was nice how Roman Reigns just fucking did a nice little spin on that whole fucking shit. Good fucking promo. Roman Reigns came off very fucking deranged. He came off very obsessed. I love me some Roman Reigns, man. What have I been dubbing him? Unhinged Roman Reigns. Just the shit that fucking... You couldn't write this any better. I can't wait to hear what type of reaction he's gonna get at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see what's gonna be happening there. Seriously, I can't wait to see. But that was pretty much SmackDown in a nutshell. That pretty much was what was going on. But yeah, I'm a little bit like, what the fuck with regards to WrestleMania and Bayley. It's very nerve-wracking right now because right down to the point, you got Bayley that's just been her social media game as of late. It's been fucking hilarious. She has tried to position herself to get a WrestleMania match against Michael Cole. She's like, hey, I know Michael Cole is undefeated, but nah, man. Cole versus Bayley at WrestleMania. What's up? Like, she's been trying to jockey for that. She's also been trying to jockey for a match against Beth Phoenix. I mean, her social media game. I mean, I fucking love it. I love it. She has been trying her fucking best. But yeah, you got many fans that are still baffled by the fact that she's not booked on the WrestleMania 37 card. And, there was a lot of hope that maybe with SmackDown tonight, something was going to be announced, but nothing has been announced yet. So, me personally, I would love to see Bayley involved in some type of a dream matchup. Maybe she puts out an open challenge and, but then it's like, okay, so who's going to answer that challenge? Is it going to be Lita? Is it going to be Beth Phoenix? Is it maybe going to be Molly Holly? You can't help but wonder, or does she do one of those ding dong segments and essentially her special guest is the one and only Brock Lesnar? I think she's definitely going to be involved at WrestleMania 37. I would be shocked if when night 1 and 2 was in the books, she wasn't doing anything. I really, really would be shocked, And look, not for nothing, but if in retrospect, when we're here Sunday night and Bayley hasn't done anything, then the only thing I would have to say at that point in retrospect is, maybe she just had to take care of some personal matters and she'll be back very shortly. That's the only other thing that I can basically think of. But given everything that's been going on with her and how at one point she pretty much was carrying the hell out of SmackDown there, yeah, I don't blame fans that are left feeling quite baffled and, hey, what's going on here? Why isn't she on the card? I don't blame fans for feeling that way. All right, so that's SmackDown. And I did not forget about night 2 of WrestleMania. We'll get to that in a hot second. How are we doing on Showtime, though? I'm just a little bit curious where we are here. All right, so we're doing pretty good. We got about an hour, 25 minutes into the show so far. So that's actually pretty good. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling here. So next up, I tell you what, let's talk. See, where do we go? I'm just trying to figure out where do we go here. Let's go and let's talk about Oh man, I'm trying to figure out where do we go from here. Let's talk. Let's talk. You know what? I'll share this with you real quick. I do have a little bit of wrestling news I can share with you guys. Dark Side of the Ring season 3 looks as though it's going to be broken down into 2 parts. The season premiere is going to be going down May 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Season is going to have 14 episodes, but there was only 6 that were announced in the trailer. So they might be pulling basically a Walking Dead type of deal where basically, okay, there's 14 episodes total, but we're only going to show these 6, and then we're going to come back later in the fall, show the second half of that respected season. That's kind of a smart way to basically do it. In case you missed it, first half will feature episodes on Brian Pillman, which is going to be the season premiere, Nick Cage, Collision in Korea, Ultimate Warrior, Grizzly Smith and the Smith family, Jake Roberts, Rockin' Robin Smith, and Sam Houston, and Dynamite Kid. The Brian Pillman one, that's going to be 2 hours. I repeat, that's going to be 2 hours. So I'm looking forward to that one. So they're pretty much pulling like a Chris Benoit with what they did last season. So, and remember, there's also supposed to be episodes this season. There's also supposed to be episodes on Chris Canyon, XPW, FMW, and Johnny K9 / Bruiser Bedlam. So, I mean, it's shaping up to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to watching those, man. I've already, now see, sadly for me, I'm no longer with a respected cable satellite provider for my TV. I'm with YouTube TV, and it's been fantastic. But as far as if I want to be able to watch stuff like Dark Side of the Ring, you know, I don't have, what was it, Vice? I don't have Vice. Vice is not on YouTube TV. So I actually have to get another subscription just to be able to watch it. But I won't have to pay that much because I know they worked out a new deal. In case you guys might be in the same boat, they worked out a new deal with Discovery Communications and on the Disney Plus app, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, not the Disney Plus app, the Discovery Plus app. You guys will be able to watch episodes of Dark Side of the Ring that way. So I'm looking forward to watching this coming season. As many of you guys know, that's one of my ultimate favorite shows. I love talking about that series. I'm definitely going to be reviewing those episodes as they happen. So look forward to that. There's going to be some nice bonus content that is going to be happening. As far as Fire Stick, I'm trying not to spam myself out on so many devices because as it stands right now, I've got this device here, this Chromecast that works with Chromecast with Google TV. I've got this I'm going to eventually be setting up for my old TV downstairs in the living room for where we're entertaining our guests. My mother-in-law has a Roku that I personally set up on her TV and everything. I am pushing my YouTube TV. I actually don't mind getting the Discovery Plus app because I think it's like $5. So I don't have to worry about buying any additional equipment, no silly little shit like that. Less gadgets I have to worry about and all that, the better. Because the last thing I'm trying to do is I'm tech savvy, but the last thing I'm trying to do is, okay, how do I figure this out? Okay, and then it's like I want to keep it as simple as possible, especially for my mother-in-law, because she's one of those type of people. It takes her, because she's not tech savvy, it takes her a while to figure out how to use something. It probably took her about a good 2 months just to get YouTube TV down. So now that she pretty much has it down and she can pretty much do her thing and everything. But for those of you that are trying to figure out, like, if you're in the same boat as I am, and you're trying to figure out how you can access dark side of the ring and you're no longer pushing cable or satellite, honestly, your best bet is to just go on the Vice website or go on the Dark Side of the Ring website, and you can try to figure out that way, because I don't know how your setup is at home. I'm only talking about personally what works best for me. What might work best for me might not work best for you. So everybody's got to find their own groove is basically what I'm saying. Let's talk NWA Powerrr for this respected week. I didn't get a chance to talk about it earlier, and man, I tell you what, off the break, how can I put this so eloquently, so respectfully? I'm just gonna shoot from the hip. Velvet Sky has to go. Velvet Sky has to go. Sorry, not sorry, but Velvet Sky has to go. I was chatting it up with a few people in the Discord earlier today as I was watching Powerrr, and I was just left in amazement following up from the past couple of weeks now. I'm going, Jesus, Velvet Sky is the drizzling fucking shits. What the fuck is wrong with her? She acts like somebody has fucking died. She acts like she's fucking calling the Masters on CBS or some shit. And I'm just left scratching my head, shaking my head, wondering how the fuck did she get this job? Who in their right mind said, oh, who'd be really good to get for color commentating female wise? Why don't we go get Velvet Sky? I mean, if you were gonna go female, just to try to make it be nice and balanced and equal rights and new era, woohoo, or whatever, however you want to spin it, I just can't help but go, wait a minute, man. There were just so many other women out there, lots of women out there, that you could easily tap into and be going, okay, you know what? She be good. Or how about, hey, she be good. Hey, she be good. I mean, this is what I don't understand. Riddle me this. This is what I don't understand. You got Renee Young out there. I mean, sure, she's pushing a baby bump now, but all she's going to be doing is sitting behind the table and all that. But, man, you know how good Renee would be on commentating, doing something like that and being able to play off of Joe Galli and Tim Storm? Oh, my God, her banter, particularly with Galli. Galli comes off more like the, try to stay the course. He's kind of like Vic Joseph, except he's a lot more, he is not pivoting. He wants to one direction. Whereas Vic Joseph, he'll do a little detour here and there, but Joe Galli is just one direction, and that's forward. That's pretty much him. But, I mean, just off the break, you could easily go with a Renee Young. You could also go with a LuFisto. Here is a woman that has wanted to give back to the industry. She's continuing to be on the sidelines. We got AEW hiring all these fucking women left and right. No love for my girl LuFisto. It's like, what the fuck? I'm sure LuFisto definitely wouldn't mind. Oh yeah, you want me to come in? You want me to talk about? Especially if you could maybe eventually tap into her and put her in a really nice position where you could get a couple of matches out of her for the right amount of money and all that. But I mean, LuFisto definitely would be fucking rock fucking solid as a color commentator. And again, so far, these women that I'm going with, they're all energetic. They've got personality. These are the main things that I'm keeping in mind right now. I don't know what's going on with her. I haven't seen her since they did the whole AEW women's tournament thing. But Veda Scott, Veda Scott is another one that I've seen enough of her shit from ROH and all that. She's another one that, okay, you know what? Go with her. She's pretty good. SoCal Val. SoCal Val. How do you not fucking SoCal Val? She's out there. She's doing a lot of independent stuff these days. She's working on her own little media production company and all of that. But, I'm sure she definitely, I don't know if they've tried, but I mean, just off the break, I'm just thinking about these names. You're like who just off the break? Who's some of these women that they can tap into and see what's up? Trying to think who else is out there. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Gail Kim. Perfect world, I definitely would love to see Gail Kim do something with the NWA promotion. I know she definitely has made the transition to, with Impact. She's definitely done and everything. Jazz would actually be another one as well. Jazz got booming personality, talks with the best, can cut it up with the best of them. Now, given what's going to be happening with Jazz at the Hardcore Justice event streaming on Impact Plus Saturday, I don't think that's going to be a happy story there. I don't. As far as Jazz coming out as a new Knockouts champion, I don't see that happening, because remember, that's supposed to be a title versus career match. So, but Jazz is kind of another one of those people. If you haven't already considered, why not tap into her? There's so many talented women out there. I'm sure many of you all, if you really had stopped and really thought about it, you would definitely be able to come up with your own, a realistic list, like actual women that because let's be honest, there's no way a Trish Stratus with NWA, there's no way that would happen. So don't even put that name out there. But, if your women's wrestling, especially from the independent circuits and all that, you've made it be your business to see what's going on a regular basis. There's definitely a plethora of women out there that you go, okay, to the point. Velvet Sky, very fucking boring. Oh, that doesn't look good right there. What happened? Oh my god, he actually attacked him. Oh my god, he power drived him. Oh, I hope his neck is okay. I mean, that's literally how Velvet Sky is doing it. And I don't, between Tim Storm, Joe Galley, I just don't, who's directing? Billy Corgan, somebody needs to pull her to the side, let her listen to herself back and everything, and pretty much say to her, hun, all due respect, we don't need you to be out here calling a goddamn golf match. We need you to be out here fucking selling these moves that these wrestlers are doing. We need you to be, coming in here with the excitement. We need you to, I'm just almost at that point right now where, okay, this trial run with her, it just ain't been working. You might as well just go back with Austin Idol. At least Austin Idol was bringing you fucking energy when he was on fucking commentating. I mean, shit. But besides Velvet Sky, and it's bad when I put my TV on mute, because they got my ass, because when it first opened up, there was no Velvet Sky. And I was saying to myself, oh, well, maybe we're going in a different direction here, because it opened up. We saw Tim Storm, Joe Galley, Aaron Stevens, and Kratos. And I'm going, oh, okay, no Velvet Sky this week. Yay! But we got her eventually. And it was kind of like, well, let me put the TV on mute. Let me put the TV on mute. So yeah, Aaron Stevens and Kratos, they were with the commentating table. They basically were scouting out the talent and everything. Saul Renaro came out once again, and he continues to wonder, hey, Aaron, you talked a good game a couple of weeks ago about that NWA tag team title shot opportunity. I'm wondering, when is that gonna come my way? When you gonna give that to me? And Steven once again put Renaro on the spot and says, okay, you got it, but where is your tag partner? You still need to find yourself a tag partner. So go find a tag partner, and yeah, you'll be able to do this. And they ended up leaving the commentary table because they just felt it was a little bit awkward talking with Renaro. Strictly Business, Chris Adonis, Tom Latimer, they defeated the Ends, Mike Farrow and Odison. Pretty damn good tag match. I gotta say, I really am loving the team of Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer. I think they're gelling very well for Strictly Business guys, even though Nick Aldis has not gone on record yet and said Adonis is the newest member of Strictly Business. He hasn't endorsed him just yet. I guess he's still kind of proving himself or whatever. He's still on that membership trial basis or whatever. Thunder Rosa had came out to confront Camille. Lot of trash talking that was going on by Thunder Rosa. She pretty much was cursing Camille, Adonis, who else was she? Latimer. I mean, she was cursing them out in Spanish. That shit was hilarious. And you had Thomas Latimer. He just kept, mwah, mwah, mwah. Come in the ring, honey. Come on. Yeah, and they were trying to invite her to come in the ring and get an ass whooping. I thought it was so hilarious, though, that Adonis and Latimer actually got in front of Camille. And it was almost kind of like they were trying to protect Camille, to the point they were saying to Thunder Rosa, oh, if you want to get to Camille, you got to get through us. And Thunder Rosa was just a hot little firecracker, extremely pissed off at what was going on here. But you know what was even more funnier? What was even more funnier is the fact that Farrow, Odinson, nowhere to be found after they lost. You would have thought that if anybody would have, oh, okay, so these men, they're gonna play this game on Thunder Rosa, huh? They're gonna try to fuck up the odds like this, huh? Okay, well, we got Thunder Rosa's back. Like, unity! I thought for sure we were maybe gonna, but no, poor little Thunder Rosa was just out there. That went nowhere. She didn't go anywhere in that ring. She came close a couple of times, but she just eventually decided, yeah, I don't want either one of those guys. That's okay. I'm good. We got a Trevor Murdoch promo. He was reacting to his loss to Chris Adonis. He vowed that he would get his revenge. You know, he vowed to Adonis, you ain't seen the last of me. He pretty much put him on notice. Slice Boogie, Mims defeated Jax Dane and Crimson. Nick Aldis talked about how Strictly Business is open for business, as pretty much he put everybody on notice that's currently in Strictly Business that positions are up for grabs, as he is looking to expand the group. And he pretty much said everybody ain't safe. Everybody that's in Strictly Business is not safe. So basically everybody's on notice. Hey, make sure you're stepping your game up, because on top of Nick Aldis scouting, trying to look for new people to put into the stable, it's possible he may be putting some people out of Strictly Business. NWA Championship match, the Pulp D'Angelo De Niro defeated Fred Rozier, aka oh god, what was his name before Fred Rozier? Darren Young, WWE's Darren Young. Pretty good matchup. Could have did without the whole time limit thingamajigger there. Tyrus at the end had confronted the Pulp, D'Angelo De Niro, and that pretty much had ended NWA Powerrr. They did pretty good. They did pretty good. But I tell you what, man, we got to do something about that commentating from Velvet Sky, because that is a serious Debbie Downer right now. A serious Debbie Downer. They got to do a lot better than what they got at that helm, because she brings the energy down so much. It ain't funny. It's like night and day. It's night and day. She's so focused on just, it's like she's nervous or something. It's just really, really weird. It really is. Because when you go back and you look at her stuff from Impact, ROH and all that, you know, it almost kind of feels like she's trying too hard to be a newscast woman. And that's not what we need of Velvet Sky. You know, we need her to be, again, passionate, energetic. That's it. You already got the look down. Now you just need to be passionate and energetic about what you're speaking about. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Next week, they're supposed to be doing NWA Powerrr Surge. I guess they're supposed to be showing some stuff from the Vault, or they're supposed to be, I don't know. We'll know a lot more about that next week. Same time slot. But yeah, something new is supposed to be happening next Tuesday. So not really sure what the hell that's all about. But yeah, NWA Powerrr, it was good though. It was good though. But like I said from last week, they got to do a little bit more as far as trying to bring in more star power to help them out and everything. You know, you got some talents out there that NWA, they'd be fools to not try to put themselves in a position, see if they can negotiate a little something, you know, with some of these guys, like Carlito, for example, Big Cass. Man, Big Cass XL, that would be awesome if they could tap into him. Enzo, badass if they could do something with Enzo. Hell, even on a limited basis, you could do some crazy, cool ass shit with Rob Van Dam. You know, but they need to reach out to some of those guys and, you know, pretty much go from there. I think it would help them out tremendously, especially if you're trying to do a really, just think about that for a second. You know, you're asking people to pay $5 a month to check out your shows weekly. You know, and these fans need to really be feeling as though they're truly getting their money's worth when it's all said and done. So, you know, hopefully if Billy Corgan and them haven't already started thinking about that, hopefully in the near future, they're definitely going to be making some moves, looking at some of those names that I talked about, but also try to look into, you know, expanding even more and go outside of those names as well. But a good NWA Powerrr this week. Definitely recommend. You guys haven't checked it out yet, go out of your way, scoop it up. You know, you'll love it. You'll definitely enjoy it. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so we talked NWA Powerrr, AEW Dynamite. I did watch AEW Dynamite for this week. Lord have mercy. So the Bucks have turned yet again. You know, 1 minute they're faces, 1 minute they're heels, next minute they're baby faces, next minute they're heels. You know, look, not for nothing, but at least in the AEW universe, they've kind of been baby faces for a good minute. So, you know, to now see them align themselves with Kenny Omega and what's he calling himself? The silent hand, the invisible hand, the hand that goes up the butt, Don Callis, whatever. Now that they've pretty much revealed themselves to, you know, show their true ill intent, and they've aligned themselves with Callis and Omega, you know, you officially have the Elite riding the saddle again and everything. Let's see where it goes. I mean, it's just so combustible right now. You know, there's just so much. I will say this about AEW. At least they tried to dial it back just a little tiny bit from what went down last week with the whole faction galore bullshit. At least they tried to dial it back, the dose, that is. They tried to dial back on doses. having QT Marshall explain in that little 2-minute video clip why he did what he did to Cody and his little entourage students that's part of his stable now and all that. I didn't care for it. It did nothing for me. Since the test of time that I've been a wrestling fan, heels, the way they have always gotten to me, they do some sick, heinous shit that not only I go, man, that's foul, but they've got this personality. They've got this personality that makes me hate them, that makes me want to see them get their ass kicked. QT Marshall does not check off any of those boxes. None of those boxes whatsoever. I'm just left feeling very indifferent. Very indifferent. The whole Jericho Tyson. So let me see if I understand this correctly. By the way, as far as factions of the night and all that, Inner Circle, Jericho at the helm, cutting the vicious promo. I mean, really cutting down the size, all the members of fucking Pinnacle. I mean, he called them Pineapple. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I could have sworn I called them Pineapple, but great minds think alike, but whatever. I love the fact that he took jabs at them. The one that really stood out to me the most was how he threw such juicy shade at Shawn Spears. He talked about how, everybody says that they see a lot of upside in Shawn Spears, okay, well, I've been waiting a long time. I still haven't seen it. I don't see what you all are talking about besides the stupid ass blonde little mohawk that's, who the hell's pushing a blonde mohawk in 2021, right? I love how he took his jabs at fucking Shawn Spears. That was vicious. He took his jabs at fucking Tully Blanchard, basically calling him the weakest one out of the fucking 4 horsemen. That was fucking badass. I'm like, Jericho was fucking bringing it. He was bringing it on the mic, calling MJF. What's the new term he used? He said, we have a terminology when you're looking up yourself online, seeing what people are saying about you, blah, 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 blah. You're a mark for yourself, except you know what? We're going to change that going forward. You're not only a mark. You're not just a mark anymore. You're a max. You're like, you're a max. Okay. All that was fucking good. Eventually, Pinnacle got their hands on Jericho backstage. They're beating the shit out of him. They basically did like a divide and conquer, as they had members of Inner Circle barricaded in a room. And while they were beating the crap out of Jericho, Action pretty much had went into the ring. They were continuing to beat the crap out of him. Eventually, one of the members of Inner Circle found a mallet or something, and they were able to bust the door down, pretty much get out that way. But then of all the people to come out, and we heard that he had been advertised for Dynamite, but of all the people to come out and essentially save Jericho, it was none other than Iron Mike Tyson. And I just thought that was so fucking weird. First off, you hear Mike Tyson's music, and yet you got members of the Pinnacle that's just pretty much chilling. They're like, oh, it's Mike Tyson. Well, continue to kick Jericho's ass. And they're continuing to kick his ass. And Mike Tyson gets in there, and they're still just kind of, looking on. They're not really. And then once it's realized, oh, wait, don't think Mike Tyson is here to get him a piece of Jericho's ass. That's when they all finally just magically disappear or whatever. And you got Mike Tyson that's beating the shit out of Shawn Spears. So essentially, it kind of validated what Jericho was talking about earlier in the night about poor Shawn Spears. But then the rest of the members of Inner Circle comes out. You got this moment where Tyson and Jericho, they're looking at one another, and I forgot who extends the handshake to who first, but they embrace. And it's like, wait a minute, a year ago, didn't we have Jericho talking such mad shit to Tyson and and now just everything. What happened? Did they smoke some weed? Did they smoke some weed before Dynamite? Like what the fuck? You know, that was just bipolar at its fucking finest, man. I did not understand that shit whatsoever. That just totally left me just whatever. What else had happened on trying to think what else had happened on Dynamite that was one thing that I thought was really weird. And if I'm remembering it right, there was a talk segment between Sting, Tony Schiavone, Lance Archer with Jake Roberts. They came out. Sting finally just grabs the microphone and he gives Lance Archer a serious pep talk. He pretty much tells him in a nice way, you need to start getting your head out of your own ass, start thinking with more clarity and fucking be about it. And you do that, not only are you going to be able to string together some damn good milestone matches, maybe one day you'll be in the main event for the AEW Championship. Hell, maybe you'll be a AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And Sting pretty much walks off. You got Lance Archer that's just nodding his head back and forth like, you dirty rat, you dirty rat. It's like, how can you not like some of the things that Sting said right there? Like, what the fuck? That was kind of head scratching right there. But then later on, when Darby Allin was having his match, Darby Allin had his match. Let me pull up my notes here. Darby Allin had a match against, let me rewind this here. Oh, where's my show notes here? Darby Allin, where are you, Darby? Darby, because I'm trying to remember who Darby faced. J.D. Drake. Darby Allin was facing J.D. Drake. And as all of that was going on, all of a sudden, after Darby Allin picked up the win, post-match, he got attacked by Butcher and the Blade. Matt Hardy and company, they come out, they're shouting orders and everything. I mean, they're getting ready to do some serious fucking work on Darby Allin. And you got fucking Bunny, who's running over to the announcer's table. She's trying to clear it, get it all ready so they can do what they need to do to Darby Allin. And then all of a sudden, you got Sting in the Dark Order. They just fucking unload. And it was just amazing to see so many people try to do their best to dodge Sting. You know, here's everybody dodging this old man with this bat. I mean, everybody's just... And you got Sting just standing there. You know, I'm sorry, but... You know, just imagine if you vandalize somebody's mailbox. And the homeowner comes out and they've got a bat and they're swinging it and all that, right? You're going to do your best. Oh, shit! You're going to do your best to haul ass. Now, granted, maybe somebody might trip. And that person with the bat, that homeowner with the bat, they're still charging and they're swinging the bat. And, they just missed you. You escaped just in time. Well, you know, it would have been nice to at least see Sting, you know, just kind of, you know, swinging the bat, you know, trying to pretend he's you know, getting ready to hit somebody or whatever. It was just silly the way that they did that. And yet again, peep this out, yet again, when it counted the most and you had all this anarchy going on, no Lance Archer. You know, if Lance Archer is really that about Sting, where is he to essentially get in the face of the icon? Maybe even get a little bit physical. It's been a very interesting development that's been going on these past couple of weeks with regards to that respected story arc. I love how Bunny was pretty much left by herself. As you're thinking, oh shit, maybe Bunny is going to get put through the table. But then out of nowhere, Tay Conti just jumps out there, beats the living shit out of her. Good shit. And eventually, after we pretty much come back from a commercial break and everything, that pretty much had set up Tay Conti taking on Bunny. Tay Conti picking up the dub. Pretty decent match. pretty decent match. I didn't really mind it too much. The girls went about 5-6 minutes and some change. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about that kind of stood out to me from Dynamite? 'Cause I'm not doing a full blown review. I'm just trying to see if there was anything else that kind of stood out to me for the night of Dynamite. Let me look here. Yeah, Tay Conti versus Bunny. It actually was a pretty good. Young Bucks and Moxley, Good Brothers and Omega. That actually was a good main event match. Omega, Good Brothers going over and everything. It actually was pretty good. My only gripe, I wish that we could have gotten to a point where we as fans felt more invested. This is why character development is so critical, especially in AEW. It's so critical from that fan wrestler perspective, that whole connection. I really wish that AEW really would have been able to take their time a lot more to really make us as fans care about these characters that we're seeing on TV every single week, because sadly not everybody is watching the Be the Elite and all this other stuff. Nobody is that, so sometimes you kind of have to assume that, and that doesn't mean you got to reiterate what you don't already showed on social media. You just got to do a better job in really threading the needle in relationships. I wish it really would have been more impactful, the way it really should have came off of the Bucks turning on Jon Moxley there and siding with Kenny Omega and everything. It's been very inconsistent with regards to the Bucks, and you just couldn't help but left shrugging your shoulders once you saw what you saw. It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but decent show overall. Decent show overall. Not their strongest, but decent overall. I appreciate the fact that they at least tried to dial back a bit on the factions. So that was the important thing. So that was AEW Dynamite. Let's see what else we got left here. So we got WrestleMania Night 2. Let me see here. I'm gonna skip the talk of Impact. I did watch Impact for this week. I actually did watch it. I'll have more to say about Impact on Monday's RCWR show, since that's pretty much, going to be setting us up for what's to come at Rebellion. I will, however, talk about the Hard Justice card. So let me actually pull up Hard Justice real quick, let you guys know about the card for this Saturday. So bear with me a second here. And I just had the card here. Let's see, pull up Impact Wrestling. Yeah, we should be able to go with this one. This should actually be good. All right, so here are... Hang on. All right, so here's the matches so far for Hardcore Justice. We got a title versus career match for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Deonna Purrazzo defending against Jazz. I'm going with Deonna Purrazzo, hands down. Doc Gallows is taking on Black Taurus. Ooh, I gotta go with Black Taurus. Blind Games match. Brian Myers taking on Jake something. I'm gonna go with Brian Myers. Hardcore War match. Violent by Design taking on Team Dreamer. I'm going with Team Dreamer. Actually, I'm gonna go with Violent by Design for that one. Number one contenders weapons match. Alicia Edwards versus Havoc versus Jordan Grace versus Rosemary versus Susan versus Tenille Dashwood. Saw some hints that Su Yung might be coming back, man. Too close to call for me. I'm not really sure what the hell's going to happen in that one. Let's see. Chairly Legal match. Shera versus Hernandez. So apparently it's going to be a chairs match. 3-way match. Looks like a 3-way tag match. Ace Austin, Madman Fulton taking on TJP and to partner of his to be determined versus Josh Alexander and another partner to be determined. Too close to call for that one, so I'm not going to even pick on that one. Let's see. I think that's the most updated card too. And by the way, Impact Wrestling now has moved to Thursdays. Again, they moved to Thursdays, so make sure if you haven't already set your DVR already, you've done so. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna talk Impact Wrestling for this week. I'm actually talking about that show on Monday, so we can skip that. So I think at this point, all we got left is night 2 of WrestleMania, and then we can pretty much go ahead and roll out. By the way, ratings, I do see that the ratings is out for AEW and NXT. I'll get into that on Monday's RCWR show as well. No reason to blow our whole load tonight, right? No, really no reason to. So let's go ahead and let's talk WrestleMania 37 night 2, and we'll pretty much be done for the night. Unless you guys got some wrestling or non-wrestling related questions, then pretty much now's the time to post them. All right, so let's look up this card one more time here. And let's see what we got here. All right, night 2. Where we go? Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler taking on the tag team Turmoil winners for the women's tag titles. All right, so from night 1, I went with Natty and Tamina. I'm going to go with Natty and Tamina as your new women's tag champions. I still feel that Shayna Baszler, I want to see her get back to basics. I want to see her go back to being a solo act once again. Let's see what happens this go round. I think the pairing with Nia Jax, it's more than run its course. Let's see what Shayna can do solo again. Riddle defends the United States Championship match against Sheamus. Should be damn good. I liked what the two guys did on Raw. Right down to the point. I told you guys for the month of March, Sheamus was my fucking MVP. He was my fucking workhorse MVP for the month of March. So I got to go with Sheamus in this matchup. Because you know Sheamus is going to bring it. I like Riddle. I'm actually going to go with Riddle for the retain. Let's see. Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn. Here we go again. 2 Ring of Honor alumni here. Singles match. And they got Logan Paul in there. Kevin Owens. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. Big E defending the Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight. Damn. Big E. I'm going to go with Big E. Wouldn't be surprised if Apollo were to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Big E is pretty... Actually, you know what? The chase is better than the catch. Remember that. I've been saying that for years. Apollo Crews for your new Intercontinental Champion. Fiend Bray Wyatt takes on Randy Orton singles match. Way this has pretty much been built up and everything, you're kind of led to the impression Fiend is maybe going to get his revenge. I mean, he was set on fire and a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go with The Fiend. I'm going to go with The Fiend on this one. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, Raw Women's Championship match. Time for some new blood, man. Rhea Ripley, new Raw Women's Champion. It is time. Long overdue. Long overdue. You don't need me counting the ways for you all yet again. I've pretty much off and on past couple of weeks now. Asuka's run has run its course. Her reign has expired. And it's been expired for a good minute now. Triple threat match. Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defends against Edge. Daniel Bryan. Shit, man. Shit. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. No bullshit. This is a tough one. 3 of my favorites, man. 3 of my favorites. Damn, man. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. He won this title August 30th, 2020. He's still the steady white hot hand, man. I just don't see how you go against Roman. Especially now, essentially, that, you know, you kind of got the fans back at it there. I mean, he has been must-see when it comes to Smackdown. It's been very exciting. There's still so many layers left to this. There's still so much storytelling that's left to this that you can tell here. I gotta go with Roman. I gotta go with Roman for the retain. I got to. I got to. Last thing I want to see is Edge, as I'm just not that convinced of a Edge title reign. I'm just not. You understand what I'm saying? I kind of feel as though there's a particular reason why Daniel Bryan has been inserted into this. I don't feel that it's by luck. You know, I don't feel that this is something that upper management kind of found themselves backed in a corner, or, you know, the fact that Daniel Bryan is involved in this, that just leaves me wondering, okay, where exactly is Edge physically, you know, when it comes to, you know, in the ring, one-on-one, where is he exactly? And I'm going to be paying very close attention to this triple threat match, but I'm just not convinced of a Edge championship run. Now, look, man, if Daniel Bryan were to come out of this, and I mean, I would gladly welcome that. I wouldn't hate on that whatsoever, but I'm not willing to go against Roman here. I mean, he's still white hot. You can still do a whole lot of shit with this dude. So Roman for the retain. All right, one more time for night 2 of WrestleMania. Again, this is how I'm looking at it. This is how I'm looking at it for night 2. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler losing the tag titles to Tamina and Natty. Riddle retains the United States Championship over Sheamus. Kevin Owens defeats Sami Zayn. Apollo Crews becomes your new Intercontinental Champion. Fiend defeats Randy Orton. Rhea Ripley becomes your new Raw Women's Champion. Roman Reigns retains successfully his WWE Universal Championship to continue to be your Tribal Chief. Learn to love it, baby. Learn to love it. And that is pretty much it. All right, so night 5 of 8 is officially now in the books. I'm going to be back with you all Saturday. Like I said, Saturday afternoon, pay attention to your social media feeds. I will be checking out that Hardcore Justice Impact Plus event. So if you're around Saturday afternoon, just pay attention to your social media feeds. Look for the link. You can definitely join me and shoot the shit with me and everybody in the Discord. We'll have a good time. And we got WrestleMania Night 1. I will be back live after Night 1 wraps up. I will be right here. We will be covering Fallout and everything. So tune in for that. That should be fucking fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. And then we're going to be coming right back Sunday night covering WrestleMania Night 2. And of course, you guys know Monday night, you get an all-new RCWR show. We'll be on after Raw goes off the air. So be kind, rewind, check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcasts, including Amazon Music and Audible. Once again, you had yourself a good time. Make sure as you make your exit, hit the like, hit that subscribe, click that bell notification so you don't miss out on all the content that comes your way. When you click that bell notification, make sure you're selecting you want to be notified of all notifications. I promise you won't be spammed out like that by the notifications. We don't do like some people. And it's like you're getting boatloads of shit, every hour or whatever. No, we ain't going to hit you up like that. But yeah, make sure you hit that so you know. I still get once in a blue moon, I didn't even know you were live, man. It's like, well, did you click your bell? Like, make sure you click that bell. And yeah, that's going to do it. Hey, look, you made it this far. Appreciate you guys that tuned in. Appreciate those of you that's going to be checking this out on demand and on the downloads. And let's do this again in a hot little bit. Get at me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Use the keywords, the RCWR Show. And until next go round, wishing all of you all to be safe. Most importantly, please be kind to one another. I will see you next go round. Adios.